Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you hopeful elect. This is your brother Yahweh Call from the Great Millstone Orlando camp. And I'm just back with another one through the Spirit. Kind of just letting the Spirit flow. It's going to be kind of a spiritual ramp, because I was meditating on this here revelation. Slakia. All right, so before I get Revelation, I'm gonna get this in Ecclesiastes chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 17. Ecclesiastes 1 and 17. It says, "And I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is a vexation of spirit." Talking about King Solomon. All right. The wisest, wealthiest, richest. King Solomon, he had it all, right? He had everything. But of course, it wasn't the kingdom, right? And ultimately, this is what we need, the kingdom. Because I'm gonna go to Revelation real quick. Revelation. Bear with me. Bear with me. Got this. Need a new phone, so bear with me. Revelation 12. Revelation 12 and 10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation." And again, this is what we need. Salvation. All right. Because we need to get the hell up out of here, man. Being in this society, in this condition, right? Which, the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is on us, and which I'm gonna go back to that Ecclesiastes 1. All right, because knowing what we know and knowing how it's supposed to be versus how it is, again, it's vexing. Being in a society that's just this queerdom, right? And this shit is draining. Men can't be men. All right. And I'm not talking about to those of us, the hopeful elect. All right, hopeful elect brothers. Because as I always say, this truth, being in this thing of ours, it consists of a lot of L's and biting, taking shit on the chin, and being in a society, the fact that we're coming back into true manhood, all right, through the Spirit of the Lord, man, we're girding up our loins like men. We're becoming men, coming back into true manhood. And with that being said, in this society, a man, a real man, of course, that's something that's looked down upon. right? I did a video a couple of weeks ago, touching on a man. As a man, we gotta stand on business. We gotta stand on something. And fortunately, in our case, we're standing on Yahweh Shema Shai. You see. So with that being said, we become a man of principle, which that's something that's frowned upon in this world. Shalaki, let this go by. So as a man, a real man at that, again, we become men of character, men of standard, men of principle, which that's a threat to the society, because these people, they're used to having their way with us. They're used to having our way with us, dealing with a woman, dealing with these women, they're used to treating a man any type of way, any kind of way, and just basically being a doormat, right? There's some judgment going on, but yeah, man, the fact that the Lord has called us to this thing, like I said, we become a man of principle, men of standard, character. And so with that being said, we're not going to just let these people just walk all over us. Now we are wise as serpents, harmless as doves. And that's why I say, when it comes to a lot of things, we just got to turn the other cheek. We just got to bite our tongue. And that's a part of the vexation. All right. Because we really have to dumb ourselves down to these people. And, in some cases, so we don't offend someone. Other cases, we just don't want to cause any type of trouble or whatever. But our spirit knows, our spirit knows. Because me personally, I've gotten to a point, because, brothers want that spiritual power. Brothers want that spiritual power, man. But I've gotten to a point, it's like I don't want the spiritual power. I don't want the spiritual power. And I'm talking about right now, because brothers want this spiritual power now. I don't want it right now, because through the Spirit, man, I know or I believe, and that's why that's a whole part of the process. Learning to control ourselves and rule over our spirit. Because I believe if I get that spiritual power now, man, all this should be burnt up. All this should be burnt up. All this, I'll fuck all this shit up, humbly speaking. So I know, or I believe. So I've gotten to a point over time, it's like, I don't want the spiritual power right now, man. I'd be like, Lord, don't give me that power, Baba Gashah. Now it's going to come in due time. But that's just the point that I'm trying to make with just the vexation that brothers have, man. And that's why I said we can't be men. And I'm talking about to the hopefully elect brothers. All right? Because 2/3, these Negroes, boneheaded Negroes, they don't want to be men. They don't want to be men. And, they want to be women. The women want to be men. That's why we need the kingdom. All right? Going back to Revelation 12:10 again. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach, his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. So just the point being that, again, we need the kingdom. All right? Here on earth. And when the kingdom comes, hey, the kings are going to be able to rule. Men are going to be able to be men. All right, we're not going to have to hold back. We're not going to have to dumb ourselves down or anything like that. And the whole world is going to be ruled in equity and uprightness. You see? So going back to Ecclesiastes, One, because again, being in this condition, you know, like when the spiritual demon Satan tempted Yahushua, hey, all this could be yours. All you gotta do is, you know, bow down to me. It shows you who's in charge of this world, you know, or who's been given charge over the world, because either way, the Heavenly Father is in control, you know. But the scriptures talk about the prince of the power of the air, the physical counterpart of Esau, Salaki, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, which is Esau. Start with the elites, all right? And this whole vibration that the world is in, because, you know, it's so bad that the whole world is crying out, you know? Everyone's crying out. Everything is tired, everything is defiled, and just this whole vibration of Satanism, you know, right? USA, right? Under Satan's authority, right? You see, we're tired of this shit. You know, we're tired of this shit. Everything is just under a satanic vibration, demonic vibrations, man. You know, hell, and you know, it's so blatant to a point where Esau, he puts it out there. He puts it out there blatantly, you know, who he worships. You know, he puts it out there openly. You know, this place is so bad. It's like even the chemicals that they spray in the air, man. You know, which goes back to, I believe it's barium and aluminum, which when you put the two together, it comes out to Baal. So this whole satanic, dumbed down, docile vibration, you know, we need the kingdom. We need the kingdom. But before, Lord willing, we're at a number before the kingdom comes and is established on earth. Another saying, man, hey, because this was a lesson that had to be taught. All right, to the sons, to the princes, to the heirs, this lesson had to be taught. We see why righteousness is needed. We see why judgment is necessary. You know, because I'm gonna get this before I read Ecclesiastes. I'm gonna get this. You see, because there's a lot of things, you know, as we grow, or as we were newer in the faith, all right, we will question, inquire, like, damn, why, you know, we hear about Jacob's trouble, and it's like, damn, why is the Lord gonna, you know, why is he gonna, you know, a lot of things, it might have seemed harsh, you know, but as we grow, and the scriptures talk about coming to the unity of the faith, we all have to be on one accord, one mind, you know. You see, because now, hey, when it comes to the Lord's program, we're with it. We're with it. We're with the Lord's program, and we understand why. And we're crying out, Lord, bring the judgments. You know, bring the judge. We're with it. We're with the shit. So as the scriptures talk about, like I quoted, coming into the unity of the faith, we all have to be on one accord, right? That's why I want to get this. St. John 17. You see, and I was trying to figure out why this car stopped in the middle of the road, you know, and that's another thing, because there was a turtle. There was a turtle right there crossing the road. But that's another thing, you know. That's another thing. Because like I said, the earth is crying out, you know. The earth is crying out. The water is defiled. Again, we see why judgment is necessary. We see why the missiles have to come. We see why the fire is going to have to cleanse everything. Everything has to be purged. We see. because again, this is a lesson that had to be taught. St. John 17. Bear with me. I think that's 20. Oh shit, I'm in the wrong chapter. St. John 17. Yeah, St. John 17 and 22. And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. So again, coming into that unity of faith, we all have to, it's a thing of coming in perfect unison. Like I said, at one point we might have questioned the Lord. Well, not questioned, but just like, why? Hear about Jacob's trouble and it's like, damn, why is the Lord gonna go so hard and this and that? But we see why. All right, we see why. We see why judgment is necessary, and we're with it. That's the thing. We're with it. We see why the Lord said not to eat pork. Something basic. Not eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. The oceans are defiled. You got whales, dolphins, sharks beaching themselves. All type of stuff, man. We see why. We get it. The hopefully elect brothers, we get it. But we had to experience this evil. This was a necessary evil. The scriptures talk about having no continuing city, right? Because this is just a pit stop. I had a conversation with my demon on Friday night. And we had like a 2-hour conversation, very spiritual talk. And one of the things that we were talking about, just through the Spirit, and that goes to show you how, when a man and a woman, when they're together long enough, eventually she starts picking up his habits. Those traits, your traits as a husband starts to rub off on her. Because at one point, I was always just, it just got to a point because, like I said, brothers are, for the most part, man, brothers have a lot bottled in, a lot of them bottled emotions. Like I said, the vexation and the aggravation, the frustration, which I say, man, that ain't nothing but the power building up. That ain't nothing but the powder building up in us. You see? But there was just one point in time where, I was just so vexed. I couldn't contain what I was thinking. I just couldn't keep it in my thoughts. I just had to say some shit, blurt shit out. And I was always walking around, just hate this damn place, You know how Jake do. I would just have these random outbursts of just, man, fuck. Tired of this shit. I hate it here. And stuff, I would always have those random bursts, but, those got me more, because it's a thing of understanding, It's a thing of understanding, you like I said, especially when you're newer in the faith and you think that the Lord's gonna come tomorrow and shit, You think the Lord's gonna come tomorrow, so when he doesn't come tomorrow, and it's just, it's just aggravating, man. It's just frustrating. Like, Lord, the $1 million question: how long? But the past few years, more and more, that spirit that was on me at one point is rubbed off on her, and more, she's having those random outbursts. She has those random outbursts of, I hate it here. I'm tired of this shit. Now she's having more and more of those outbursts. And we was having a conversation on Friday. And I brought that shit up. Like, I told her, like, aren't you tired? You know? I told her to really think about it. Do you really think that this is how it's supposed to be? Do you think this is how life is supposed to be managed? You know? And she took, because it's to a point, again, she takes words right out of my mouth. You know? She takes words right out of my mouth. Because like I said, I asked her, do you think that this is how life is supposed to be lived? And she said it before I could. She said it. We're not living. You know? We're just here. And that's true. You know? We're just here. We're just surviving at best. You know? And I told her, you know, and brothers know, again, we have no continuous city. This ain't it. This ain't it. America was just a pit stop. All right, to the final destination. But reading this back in Ecclesiastes 1 and 17 again. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. So that's the point. All right. Again, going back to King David, King Solomon. Right. You know, and as a king, you're supposed to know both sides, the good and the bad, the righteous and the wicked. You know, and that was the point. King Solomon. Like I said, I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. So King Solomon, he knew both sides. You see? And that's why I've been saying throughout this video, this is a lesson that had to be taught by this to the sons, to the heirs, the joint heirs. This had to be taught. All right? Because at one point we had it. At one point we had it. We had the paradise was on earth. We had it. We were good. So with that being said, you know, the fact that we had it, we didn't appreciate it. All right, we didn't appreciate it. You know, we were spoiled kids. Everything was handed to us on a silver platter, right? Well, now when we get back up in power, you best believe we are going to appreciate righteousness. That's why I said this was a necessary evil. We had to learn both sides. We had to learn both sides. All right. So that's why when we get back up in power, believe it, we're going to appreciate righteousness all the more. We are going to cherish it. You know, this is the lesson that had to be taught. Because again, this is just a pit stop. This is not the final destination. The Wadi Yahweh Shemel Shai. The Wadi Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because I always say, imagine 3 to 4 generations from now, if we had to come back. Boy, are we finished. If we had to come back 3 and 4 generations from now, boy. So this has got to be it. You know, and that's why at the end of the day, you know, the Lord's will, prophecy, it trumps all of our bullshit problems. Because this shit is temporal. You know, this shit is temperate. This shit don't mean nothing. You know, it's easier said than done because we still getting ass this cake. The shit still hurts, but this shit is temperate. You know, because this is no way for a king to live. This ain't no way for a king to live. You know, but we are in exile. You see, and it's in that humility, like it's going back to the prodigal son. You know, in that humility. While being in exile, that's when we come to our senses. Like, damn, you know, humiliation always comes before honor. You know, so we suffer with Yahweh Shai. We're going to be glorified with Yahweh Shai. All right. So, you know, Romans 8, right? It tells you our current sufferings are not going to be, aren't even, what we've got waiting on us And that's why I say, you know, the Lord's will, prophecy trumps our little bullshit problems. Because we suffer for a little season. This shit ain't gonna compare, man. What we've got waiting on us, it's not gonna be, you can't compare it to nothing. Apostle Paul, hey, it was unlawful for him to speak what he saw. It was just that magnificent. There's just nothing to put in words. You know? So again, this shit don't mean nothing. This shit doesn't mean nothing. You know? The fight will be worth it. It'll be well worth it. You know? But we have to learn this. We have to learn this. Because again, as a king, a judge, a ruler, always knows both sides. So this was a necessary evil for us to experience, for us to learn. Because I'll end it off on this. You know, yeah, with Yahushua, the fact that he did come in the flesh, he was born of a man and a woman. Joseph did have sex with Mary. Yahushua, he came in the flesh. You know, and it only makes sense. It only makes sense because, listen, the same shit that we go through, hey, Yahushua, he could say, I've been there. I know what you're feeling. I know. Because, you know, sometimes brothers, man, you know, we get together, hey, how your week been? And, you know, brothers get that, well, you know, yeah, we know. I know, bro. You know, I know. You know, may not know exactly, but we just know that, hey, it's a fight for each and every one of us. You know, every brother has hell specifically catered for him. You know, every brother has a hell specifically tailored for him. So we may not know in detail, but the Lord knows. And that's the point that I wanted to make. Yahushua knows. All right. If there's anyone that can say, I know, I've been there, it's Yahushua. You know? So, you know, likewise us. When that time comes, Lord willing, and it's time for us to rule and to judge the nations, unlike certain camps where they say after 1,000 years, the nations are going to be done away with, apparently, which makes no sense. But when we're set back up a ruler, because, you know, a king, obviously he has subjects, you know, he has slaves, right? So if the nations are going to be done away with after 1,000 years, then who's going to be our subjects? You know? Because, hey, the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Shah is going to constantly expand and grow. You know, and you best believe brothers ain't going to lift a finger. You know? There's going to be these other nations turning big rocks into little rocks. Esau going to be turning small rocks into smaller rocks. So, the point being, because the nations, they're still going to be in the flesh. So they're going to have to be ruled over. So that's the point that I was making. The fact that we're here, trapped in these chains of darkness, hey, we have that experience. Just like Yahushua is with us. You know, we catch a hell, and Yahushua knows. You know, he knows. Yahushua is the one that can say, I've been there, done that. I know what you're feeling. Well, it's going to be likewise us with the nations. All right. You know, so that's why we had to go through this. Because a part of it, hey, a part of the program is, hey, we're going to be proper judges. You know, we're going to be proper judges. The fact that we experienced this evil, all right, and like I said, like I just read in Ecclesiastes 1, hey, a true judge, king, ruler, he knows both sides, all right? He knows both sides, and it's going to be a thing of ruling with equity, all right? So we had to experience this. It was necessary, you know, and hell, even before that, even before the kingdom, you know, even before the kingdom, hey, because I did a video the other day going into being lords in our own realm. You know, like I said, brothers, the Lord has put, since been All Israel deals with the curses, but the Lord puts his men through some, there's an extra hell. The Lord puts his men through extra hell. Like I said, brothers have hell specifically catered for them. Because even before the kingdom, when people start coming up, inquiring, they're going to see our peace of mind and how we move and operate, and brothers are going to be in positions of leadership, brothers are going to be in positions of leadership even before the kingdom, during Jacob's trouble, when all hell breaks loose. Like the scriptures say, in the day of thy power, thy people shall be willing. You see, so when our time does come for brothers, all right, in the kingdom and before the kingdom, all this just gonna pay off. So more and more I've been talking about, how looking at the grand scheme of things, being able to zoom out and focus on the bigger picture, right? The Lord knows what he's doing. The Lord knows what he's doing. And it's a beautiful program. It's a beautiful program. It's beautiful. The Lord knows what he's doing. The water how about Shema Shai. Yeah, this shit sucks now. It hurts now. But like I said, hey, soon, man, Lord willing, we're going to be with Yahweh Shai, the King himself. And we're going to be looking back on this bullshit like, damn, I can't believe I was tripping about that little 2-bedroom apartment. I can't believe I was tripping. I can't believe I was tripping. Because again, hey, man, we had to learn this. We had to learn this lesson. So again, man, knowing, understanding, seeing, experiencing both sides, the righteous and the wicked, the good and the bad. Because that's a trait of a true king, a true judge, a true ruler. And Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Lord willing, this is edifying. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully,